Hello, I'd like to welcome you to an overview of this Rose and Associates course called Mitigating Bias, Blindness and Illusion in E&P Decision Making. The course is designed to help you understand how the cognitive errors shown in red, blue, and pink on this slide impact the way we process information. These errors impede our ability to quantify risk and uncertainty, which in turn affects our decisions and the value we obtain from our projects. The objective of this course is to help you make better decisions by understanding the influence of these cognitive errors, applying techniques that will lessen their impact, and ensuring that your own behavior is not reinforcing these errors in other people. This topic has particular relevance to the oil and gas industry. Our projects face a multitude of challenges, including high complexity and uncertainty, large amounts of at-risk capital, and both limited data sets and time to process them. Because we're under pressure to mature projects quickly, we take shortcuts, relying on our intuition, instinct, and recent experience. This is where cognitive errors start to creep in, resulting in poor decisions and the failure to deliver the value that's been promised. Here's a typical example. A company identified a gas prospect containing lens-shaped fluvial sand bodies. They drilled a few wells and produced each for 10 days, noting that the initial rates and pressures were similar to their commercial analog in the same formation. Instead of testing the wells for a longer period, they shut them in and drilled more wells. A year later, when a pipeline was in place and the rest of the wells were completed, they were all placed on production and declined at a much steeper rate than expected, resulting in a commercial failure. What happened to cause this result? Were they overconfident in their expectations? Did they think that because they understood their commercial analog, they understood their prospect? Were they so focused on the early rates that they simply assumed decline behavior would be favorable? All of these are possibilities, and all of them are rooted in forms of bias, blindness, and illusion that we discuss in this course. Bias refers to errors in which interpretations and judgments are drawn in an illogical fashion. We focus on 7 in this course: anchoring, availability, confirmation, framing, information, overconfidence, and the motivational bias. Perceptual blindness is a condition where we fail to see an unexpected event hiding in plain sight because we're focused on a task. An illusion is a misleading belief based on a false impression of reality. We cover 3 in this course: the illusion of potential, the illusion of knowledge, and the illusion of objectivity. The bottom line is that these cognitive errors can lead to poor decisions regarding work to undertake, issues to focus on, and whether to push ahead or exit a project, which makes it important to identify them and lessen their impact. So how do we achieve that in this course? For each cognitive error, we begin with an awareness exercise to illustrate its impact, followed by E&P industry examples and a discussion of the tools to mitigate the errors. Along the way, we use a combination of videos, games, polling, and discussions to keep everyone engaged. We also conduct a mitigation exercise for each cognitive error, which gives participants a chance to apply what they've learned. As an example, for the confirmation bias, we divide the class into teams, which are each provided with the map shown here. The left side contains an appraised lease with 12 wells, which is potentially analogous to your lease on the right. But are all 12 wells analogous? Would you be tempted to only select the better wells on the left for your analog data set? And if you choose to do so, how can you lessen the chance that cognitive errors will lead you to an unrealistic expectation for your lease? After exploring the various forms of bias, blindness, and illusion, we then apply what's been learned to evaluating case studies and conducting a real-world exercise before finishing up with a discussion of our Mitigation Toolkit. The case studies can cover a broad array of projects, including exploration, appraisal, piloting and development, and enhanced recovery. Participants are exposed to project steps and outcomes that have been impacted by cognitive errors. They have a chance to identify the errors, propose how to mitigate them, and speculate about how the project outcome would have been different. We have also assembled custom case studies for several clients. These have a powerful impact because attendees realize that these cognitive errors have affected their company's value in the past and will do so again if changes aren't made. We then turn our attention to a real-world exercise that may involve an exploration, appraisal, or development example. In this exercise, participants use data and background information to duplicate an evaluation undertaken by a company. Participants confront the same challenges, but will they make the same assumptions and mistakes given what they now know about recognizing and mitigating cognitive errors? The course concludes with a mitigation toolkit that covers 6 different topics, ranging from how to conduct a framing session at the start of a project to how to conduct lookbacks at the end in order to take the lessons learned on board. The toolkit summarizes the course learnings, and participants can apply these techniques immediately to their work. To help confirm this, we conducted a survey of 148 respondents 4 months after they took this course. All of them worked for a major oil and gas company with offices both in and outside the United States. 85% of the participants indicated that the course moderately to significantly increased their ability to recognize and mitigate cognitive errors in their project work. We hope you've enjoyed this introduction to our Mitigating Bias, Blindness and Illusion course. We invite you to visit our website where you can sign up for an open enrollment course and download a detailed description. We also offer this course internally to companies and have presented it to everyone from field personnel to senior executives. If we can answer any questions or provide more information, please send us an email. On behalf of Mark Bond, this is Credis Jenkins, and we look forward to seeing you in one of our future offerings.